Thank you all for joining us today. As usual, we are extremely happy to see you here today. Before we start with our main topic on the evening, Python for data analytics and a library called Pandas in particular, let's quickly go through the Women Who Code organization. What do we do? Here you can see on this slide our available social media means. Please follow us, join us, say hi, tag us. We are always excited to see you there. Women Who Code is a global organization. We aim to provide a safe educational space for everyone, and we ask our participants to follow our code of conduct. The full version of our code of conduct is available at womenwhocode.com/code of conduct. But as I like to put it, long story short, please be nice to each other. Mission of Women Who Code is to inspire women to excel in technology careers. Our vision is a world where women are representative as technical executives, VCs, board members, software engineers, and so on. It is a global organization, and we have presence in 20 countries, 70 cities, and have more than 230,000 members worldwide. Every time I like to emphasize on this absolutely brilliant initiative, which I dearly love. It's an upload for a rubric you can submit for yourself or for your friends or a colleague on the global website. You can share your achievements, and this information would be shown on your local network page, and also some of them go via email digest to the email distribution list. As usual, we are always in need of volunteers because this community is built on volunteers by volunteers. We do need leads who can supervise particular technical directions, who can help to organize events on particular topics. We need evangelists who could help us with our social media presence, project managers who can administratively supervise particular events, and we always need episodic volunteers. As for right now, online events, it's mostly design, but once we go back offline, we would also need help with photography, videography, like registration desks, some logistics, and so on. So if you would like to get involved, please do reach out via any suitable for you means. I will be sending all of the contact information after this event, and we are always happy to hear back from you, your ideas, suggestions, and yeah, we are always happy when you help us. Dear women, we need you. Thank you all very much. And before we proceed to our next topic, if I may please ask you to turn your web cameras on, because when we have our in-person events, we usually take a family photo, but because we are not hosting an in-person meeting, web cameras would do. Yeah, smile. Which, sorry, I pressed something. Thank you all so much. Thank you. And I invite Galyna, professor of software tools department at Zaporizhzhia University, Zaporizhzhia Polytechnic University, who is going to be our main presenter today. Thank you. And yeah, if you have any questions, please feel free either to ask them in the chat, or you can use the functionality raise hand, and we will ask to unmute yourself and you could ask your question in person. Thank you.
So, hello everyone, I'm happy to see you here, and we will start today our third workshop in our series. And today it will be devoted to pandas. So, as I was already introduced, I'm a professor of software tools department. Generally, more correct to tell about software engineering, but it's also a vision of our management. What we are going to do today? Today we will quickly look through development environment which you are going to use. And then we will switch directly to the Pandas library. It will be, we will go through Pandas series, input output API, data structures, DataFrame, and look through two simple examples to have a short overview what are possibilities of Pandas directly for data analytics. To work today, you will need some integrated development environment to be installed. The easiest one is to install free from Python org website, and the best is to install Anaconda Navigator and use Spider, for example. Also, you can use a Jupyter Notebook for your purposes. If you hadn't installed anything by now, you could always go to Jupyter.org and use a Cloud Notebook to try all examples we are going to discuss today. The main task I already, if you were present at previous workshops, you know that all the time I'm stressing that software development, it's like reading. More you program you write, more skillful you become. There are no any other way. That's why, please, if you hadn't installed anything by now, use cloud resources for our workshop. I will use PyCharm. You could also, if you are only in the beginning, yes, in your start point in your programming, please, you could always install PyCharm Community. It is free, and it is very comfortable because here you could install those packages which you need in the most comfortable way for you. And could you please go for Menti.com? This was like short introduction, and we will get acquainted with each other. So, please, for those who are first time here, please go to Menti.com and put code of this quiz just to get some knowledge. If you have already pre-installed some software, yes. Probably I forgot to put, I hadn't installed anything. But I suppose it was like prerequisites for our workshop. I like this graph. It's very nice distribution of installed software. And please go to another question. And just for me to have knowledge, if you already visited any workshops or you have already participated in previously. So I'm very happy to see my regular audience. I'm very happy that you liked previous workshops and joined me today. And I'm very happy to see new people interested in working with Python and in data analytics. So thank you very much for your answers. And if you want to ask me any questions, you could write them here too. If you don't want to write here, you could always write them in chat or by mail or here. So for those who are here first time, I just want to tell you that we have already, so as it is a third workshop in series, we have decided that certificates will receive those who will do 75% of the tasks. For those who uploaded a task for previous workshop today, I want to tell you that I will check them tomorrow because today I don't have time, and tomorrow will be the final day for uploads from the second workshop. This time I just put that the final date for uploading will be Wednesday, and after it I will finalize submissions of this task. We will do partly today as previous time, so don't be afraid that you will be lost in it. So what we have here, here we have my presentation, maybe not final version I will upload today, and here is 5 tasks. We will try to do some of them today. And here is input file for one of the examples. I will stress it for you, just like it will be easier for you to follow me, just uploading this input file. So I saw there were some questions in chat. Helen, this question, it's probably for you. If you are here, you see that Sophie wants to access to previous classroom. But I really don't know that, so I will check only tomorrow. So during tomorrow, I'm going to check those submissions which was today. And
it's basically up to you if you would be willing to grade extra assignments later than the majority of people submitted it. I'm perfectly fine with sharing this information.
So generally, then we could put that the final. So there was a discussion that the final workshop will be on the 30th of July. So generally, I will, because I also want to go for vacation, and I will leave on the 4th of August. So generally, you have all possibility to upload your submissions by the 3rd of August. We will accept it like the final day then. And
okay, I will then post the links to all of the Google Classrooms in our Slack, if that would be suitable for everyone. If not, just ping me and I will send it to you directly.
Okay.
Thank you.
So let's return to our presentation. As we already discussed, one of the biggest advantage of Python is already developed and existing packages which could help you solving different tasks. And previous workshop was going through numpy and matplotlib, and today we will go through pandas and check what is possible to do and how to work with data using this package. We will also use numpy and matplotlib, so don't think that you just like listen once and will never use it. So there is one more questions. Before I start, I could look through it. Okay, here is like. So it's not questions for me. And I hope Helen will answer you. Sorry. So to work with pandas, you need if you are working, if you never worked before with Python, and just install integrated development environment like 30% did from the questionnaire, you need first to install or upgrade pandas, and then to import the pandas into your program. What is the advantage of pandas considering numpy and lists? First of all, this is this new types which was also invented by the developers of this pandas package. The first is a series. Series is an object which has one-dimensional object which has values and indexes. What is the difference if we compare it with numpy? Is that indexes could be any type which is comfortable for you to help you to work with it. So to create pandas series, you use a method series, and as input, you could use like a simple list, and you see, if you hadn't put index which you want, it will be automatically put numeration. But if you want to put other indexes for your data, like in this example, you just use argument index and set it as a list of values. Like here, there will be the index will be A, B, C, D. You can see it here. Also, there is variables, values, and index, and you could always print their values to have overview what is values and what is indexes in your pandas series. To get access to the elements in pandas, you can use the same as with Python lists or numpy arrays. Yes, you can use just like index, the number of element, yes, in your series. You could use the name of the index, and you could always you see here is the result. So this was created, so sorry, it's not here. It's the same as previous example. So Here we created our series. This is our values. I don't have today my graphical tablet. Sorry. Today is difficult for me to write. So this is values. And this is indexes. Yes, here it is easy, it is written. So if we will put the number of the element, yes, you have 0, 1, this is 0, 1, 2, 3. Yes, so this is automotive numeration. So you have this value. If you use the name, you're getting value by the name of the index. This is slicing, so you could always use slicing as a possibility to select sub-series from your data structure. It's the same as numpy array. Or you could use the names, yes, and you could have this result. The same if you want to change, so you see that series are mutable, so it is possible to change values, yes, and change the number of elements. So then here is the result. There was changed the third element and the element with index B. Sorry for these terrible drawings, but with mouse it's not so comfortable as with graphical tablet. Also, a possibility is that you could select sub-series according to any conditions. Yes, so from series will be selected only those elements which values more than 3. And you see, this is the result. With the Pandas series, it is possible to do all mathematical operations. Like the example here, you can see the results. And also you could use mathematical functions. What we have in this example? So here we're using logarithmic function from numpy, and as argument give our Pandas series. And suddenly we have this result. What is it? It is an object, which means that it is not number variable. So this happens when you have missing elements, some like error, yes, but what is good, you don't receive an error. You have this non-value, which helps you to proceed your data analysis further. Of course, and then you can't work with non-values. So then you need to replace them, like with missing values or with some other values. But your analysis is not stopping. You are working with it, and you could see where was wrong calculations. It is very comfortable data type, which makes data proceeding very comfortable. You are not stopping searching for the mistake. So here is examples also how you could use different functions. Like here you could see that you could select all unique values. Yes, and here is the result. This function helps you to count how many times each value appear in your series. For those who was at previous example, do you remember we was counting vowels? So this is also possibilities. And is checking membership, and here you see the result. It is a Boolean value that our value is within this range from 0 to 3, and not with the range, but within these values. So here is true, sorry, and here is true. All others are receiving false. Also, here you can see how you could check your not numeric element. Yes, so your non-numeric variable, your non-numeric element, with the usage that the value is null, return true, or not null, return false. So this is also could help you for your data analysis. One of the possibilities, and generally we will use it further in the examples, to create your series not from lists but from dictionaries. And for those who are first time with us, I want to remind that all examples we are looking here could be copy paste to your environment. Go here and you could run examples, yes, and you could see the result here. So we have dictionary, and we create our series from dictionaries where our keys becomes indexes and our values become values. There is other possibility if let's look how it works in this example. So what is the difference? So we have dictionary and we have indexes, colors. And here you can see that indexes will be one more green. What will have as a result? Let's see. So we see that value for green index is none, non-numeric value. Also, Pandas contains a big variety of functions which could help you to work with the different types of data. And we will use today some of them. So this is, you could read data from text file, from Excel file, from JSON file, from HTML file, yes, and you could also write to text file, to Excel file, and to all other types. So this is a lab's input file, which was in you see, here is it. So this is a lab input CSV file, because from previous workshop, for my big disappointment, you haven't worked with files. So that's why I decided that you have problem with it. And additionally to this example, you could see that there will be additional task for importing files, but it's not now yet. So, not yet here. What will be if we will work with this example? Let's see. I see that there are a lot of questions. I will return to your questions in a minute, and we will look so we are using function reading from file, text file. Don't forget that as input argument, you should put the direct location of your file, or if it is located directly in your folder, then you just put the name. And let's see what we have in this file. And in this file we have just like simple, simply generated random data which I generated in Excel and saved. And you could see that we have a result. We resulted it in other type, not series, but in DataFrame. And we will switch to DataFrame in a minute after a small quiz. First, I try to answer your questions. There is big chat. Helen. Not null. Generally, it's not 0. Yes, so we have value 0. We have value null. Normally, null it's a pointer to 0, pointer to some other object. But none means that it is not a real value. So that the result of combination, there was or missing value or error like division on 0, like logarithmic from a negative value. Yes, so in such cases, functions return false. Yes, so that there was an error of making of functioning of this function. And not to stop your program, the developers of Pandas and numpy, none it is a numpy type, so they decided that they will, so if there will be such error, they will not like stop proceeding. Don't forget that Python, it is interpreter, yes? So if it is running your program line by line, line by line, so if suddenly there appeared a mistake, this means that your program should be terminated. And when you are proceeding big data, a number of data, and like suddenly it stopped, terminated, it caused like a lot of time to find where was error, because you just like have an error. terminated. That's why there was created this type. So this means that function will work as it is, but the return value will be none, non-numeric object. Have I answered the question about just like yes, no in Skype about this non-object? Okay. So yes, Helen already answered on export and import data in Pandas. Yes, and further within today's presentation, we will also look through possibilities how to import from clouds, from open data. We will look through it too. Okay, let's now go to our Mentimeter quiz about this is quiz about series. It's still not running, I know. And so 3% was quick with my presentation. For those who are here first time, you can see in the top the address of the Mentimeter, and you should put your digit code of this quiz to get access. Seems I was too fast with the series. So and for those who hear first time, earlier you answer, more points you get. So very good. Most of you understand that I tried to stress it, but it is good that you also noticed that it is one-dimensional data structure. And we have winner. Let's see how we will. Perfect. So this means I explain what is none, and we have a fight between our leaders. It's nice. It's always nice when there is intrigue. Very good. Everyone understand and remember, and that this is in. Yes, it's not I sinus. It is very good result. And Christine was faster. And my battery is low. Okay. Let's continue. You should select the wrong statement. Yes, this is not numpy object. Of course, it's not really clear from one side, but generally, yes, we put names always trying to give them some sense. Yes, panda data, PD. Why is PD? And we have winner. Our congratulations to Christine, who was fighting for this hardly with Andy. And let's continue. So you already saw that I import data from CSV file into DataFrame. And DataFrame, it is another data structure in Pandas, and this is the main reason of so big popularity of Pandas. What is the question? Yes, there is a Google Classroom. I showed you. Here is it. For each workshop, we have Google Classroom because this helps us to practice our skills, and we will in some moment to start working with this Google Classroom. So, Pandas. Pandas, it's a data frame. It's the structure which is more closely could be described as a spreadsheet. So it's the same idea as you have working with the spreadsheet in your Excel files, or tables in your, if you was working with the databases, then the table in your database. So what is the difference from series? That here it is two indexes. Each row has an index the same as in series, and each column has its name, and this name is also an index. It's the second index for your value. So each value has two indexes, index for the row and index for the column. And you could use these names. So indexes for rows could also not be numerical. They could be it could have different names. And columns, the name of the columns also shouldn't be always string values. It could be also numerical names. So here is example how your data frame is created. Please look. So the same as with dictionaries or series, we create a dictionary with key and values. And then to create a data frame, we're using method DataFrame, where we send our dictionary as an argument. And here you see the result that our keys becomes the names of the column. You see, this is key, this is key, this is key, and values located in the rows. There are questions, one moment. It's just like, okay, welcome on board to those who are late. So to create data, so this was the very common example when you could create your data frame from dictionary. But you could create your data frame from all types we already looked at in our previous workshops. First of all, yes, you could develop it from numpy array. Yes, also you could create it from dictionary. And you could create it from series. For those who just arrived and never was here with us before, I just want to remind that all examples, the best for you is to copy paste these examples in your environment and see what will be the result. I have error here, and so now I don't have error. Why it appears? It appears because the first example, I was creating my data frame from numpy array. Here you see the result. 01, it is the indexes for the rows, and you could also have the value, so the names of the column are also automatically assigned. So the second example is creation from dictionary. We already saw it more colorful. So each key, it's the name of the column. Here you see. Let's show you to make it more visible for you. You see, each key, it's the name of our column. So you could create your data frame using arguments, so keywords for your function data frame. So you could use list as a data, give the range for your index, and assign the name of the column. You see, here is the result. I've made mistake. I wanted to show you how index could be assigned and made mistakes in the range. So the indexes was number of indexes less than number of data. So you see the final example is when you create your data frame from series. And here you see that the name of your column is 0. If you want to put the name of the column, you could use the argument. You see, it could be better. Sorry, there is question. So let's return. This is our rows, you see. Could put like, let's see, and there will be any mistake. They are right. Not me. It's still mistake. Let's check brackets. It's okay. And let's go first this way, and then I will put index. One moment. So this is my mistake. This is my mistake. We don't use it for three-dimensional array, yes. Just a moment. Okay. Okay. And okay. So I will explain all my errors I've done before. Yes, so still don't want to put index because I made mistake. This is okay, but now Pandas, dimensional array, index range, and it's still I'm surprised now. So I will delete it now and show you later better example. I think yes. Yes. This is the seems here is quite late and I am tired. Okay, and what we have? We have so we have our two-dimensional arrays, and each your so this is the example how you are looking your numpy structure. Yes, so you have your values for your array, and when it is converting into I just want to finalize it. Yes. So with ranges I am mistaking, and I like So I hope now it is visible, and it took me such simple question to many errors. It could also happen. So when you're not expecting easy questions, they make you behaving in a strange way. So here is an example to make you visible how data is transferred from two-dimension to array to data frame. Yes, so now I suppose everything is visible already. And this is good. So we worked through everything. And let's continue before we will go for your tasks. First, there are, so in Python, all types are objects. This means that there are numbers of functions which are defined in the class, or which you could use with your data frame. So you could see in the tables, it will be several slides, what you could do with your data frame. You could convert string into data series. You could specify names, and we already did it before. We could rename all columns in the data frame. We could flag all duplicates in your data frame. You could drop all duplicates in special columns. So the idea is to go through data analysis. Then you could create new column from existing column, or like putting the new name. We will look at this example also further. So we could adding a list on new column from data series. We could replace missing values with 0. We could replace missing values with some already function. We could replace missing values with true or false. We use it, yes, is no. We could replace missing values with the min value of the column. Fill NA, we will also, this will be your task meanwhile. And further, you could work with the functions as a mean, maximum, minimum, sum, cumulative sum, count. You could apply any function to your data frame, and you could apply a function to some concrete element of your data frame. So this is like all basic operations. We will go through some of them. We will not for some not. So just like the general questions, I will look. Yes, the default value, so this is already answered. Yes, that if you don't have any index, you will have it with default values, yes, from automated enumeration. So accessing the elements, we already discussed that you could access by index. There are two indexes. Don't forget, you have two indexes in your data frame. Index of the row and name of the column, index of the column. there are 4 main functions which helps you to access the elements: lock, ilock, x, and at. Each one helps you to select elements from your data frame. Let's go. Hopefully now I will not be stuck with easy questions, or who knows. Let's starting with so we have created our data frame, and this is the answer here. You see there is no indexes and you have default values depending from the number of elements in the list. And then we try to lock, yes, to select elements from our data frame. The first example, ilock, you put 0 row, 0 column, yes, and you have 1. In the second example, you select, so the principle of slicing is the same as it was with lists or numpy arrays. So here is, we're selecting from 0 to the second element, yes, and from the rows and from the column. Here is the result. With the function lock, we select from the 0 row, from the, here is it, you see, I could write here. So you see there is what we selected with the function lock. Oh, not stop. Sorry, I will move a little. So sorry. We are here now. Yes. Okay. I looked. Let's look. Okay. Easier, and here is it. Also to be visible. Oi. Sorry. So we have we are using lock 0a. This will be 1, and here is it. Yes, 1. The same result with the AT and EAT. ilock 0 will return you I log 0. I return you a 0 row. Yes, you see this is. But transposed here, and here we select all rows from our column A. Here is the result. Seems you're already afraid to ask me questions. Don't be afraid, I'm not always stuck with the answers. So, what is here? Here was examples of how we could select additional values, yes, or additionally the values of concrete column, like here. Yes, so they were selected the same as we did in previous examples. What is also nice that you could create a new column just putting the name of this new column as index and give a value. The result will be this way. So all values will be assigned to 12. If you already have a list of values, you could do it in this way. And the values of your new column will be assigned to the values in the list. No questions, okay? Here you see that we also can add new data from series. And here is an example. We are using log. We are putting that we assign all our values and all our rows, and it will be new column. And here you see, this is what I told in the beginning. The name of the column shouldn't be only a string value. It could be numeric value. And it is created from series. And for the index, we are using index from our frame. What is also possible, and this is good practice, yes, if you want to put your index from one of the columns. In this example, we are using the column 4, and we telling that we want to set index from our column 4 and replace values. Here you see, yes, the result that our index are set according to our column 4. But it could happen with me some times ago, like you stuck and forget everything, and okay, I want to return to my normal default numeration. And in this case, developers also foreseen that when there are human beings, there always could be error, yes, and you could reset your index to the initial one, yes, like here. And there is question. Okay, bye. So for deleting column, you could use drop. You could use drop to delete the column. Here is an example. Let's, before we go further, let's go to the Google Classroom and see what is here. First of all, the first task is to create Pandas structure. And here is the task is to transfer object series into column of the data frame. Yes, and change the data of the column of data frame according to some condition. You could try it now. Not yet. So let's call it task 1. No, just like you could create it by any way from the example. Yes, so you could just copy paste from the presentation. Yes, so here is a lot of possibilities. Like here, you create it from series, and then replace it from some condition. So generally, all tasks it is possible to do from the presentations. It's just like to motivate you to find what was in the presentation. Anyone could turn in. So you could create it from series from here. It was, this is from dictionary. And we was adding also here from series. And What is the problem? Chat is empty. And we will have 1 more minute. I will show you example. Still nobody did it. Let's go. So like from example, it's very simple. You see, you have your data frame and you just add it from your dictionary. It is from presentation, even without using special functions. The same you could use any values for changing your data in your column. Let's go further. Anyone upload it? And it's not directly what you need to do. Yes, so you should. Yes, and then. Okay, I hadn't finished the task. Here is not serious. So here you could use. So this is just like additional column, and then you could use it as a set index. Yes. And here is it. You could also put it as an index. Yes, you're serious. This is also possible. And okay. So let's continue. We still have something to do. So it seems not only me making mistake today. So the other task is when you want to join to DataFrame. This is also very, so you could use slicing when you want to select subframe, yes, subdata, but sometimes you have a controversial task when you want to join. For this purpose, there is two little different methods. So first concat. This concat to your data frame or by rows or by column. It depends. And in one, you can see here, it can cut your frames, and according to your keys, yes, to the column name. And here you see it's when you put the axis, we already use it in numpy. Yes, it just like add your data frame, yes, along this in one rows. Yes, so here you can see it. Completely different result is merge. Delete, drop delete. Completely different approach. It is merge. Merge is used when you have so here is idea if you are working with databases. Yes, when you want to select according to a key some values, here is the idea of merge. Yes, so you see, so here we are merging our tables on our keys. Yes, key 1 and key 2. Yes, and according to the values in our keys, we are merging our values. So this is like you are doing in your SQL requests if you are working with databases. And also a very comfortable possibility that you could apply your method to your data frame. So maybe this will work today. Maybe you could try this. So you should create your data frame and create method doubler to any column or to the data frame. Try please, here is already method. You just need copy paste it. Yes. Instructions, you also have instructions and just copy paste it. I will show you in a minute. What is anybody? Not yet. So we have our data frame. We define our function doubler, and we just apply it, and you see the result. Yes. It's not. Let's try this. I think that it's not also working. Apply. X and just you should first, okay, just the same. So, okay, let's go to this example. Where it was. I don't remember. One moment. I have one. Yes. It will not work. Okay. Just like do this. It should apply, but it's working. Okay. Okay, great. Let's go further. And the final example, which I want to show you also will be here. As it is like a spreadsheet, it could be very nice to use it to create pivot tables, and it also possible so here you see we have in our data frame information about stores, yes, and about products in different the same product in different stores. So we are creating pivot, selecting category as index, yes, it like cleaning, entertainment, and tech, and as column it will be store. We have 3 stores, and the values is price. So this is a very comfortable possibility to create pivot tables. And let's go to our quiz. You could still use this QR, and where is my Mentimeter? And let's look through DataFrame. I hope someone's still alive. Oh, one is alive. Oh, one person while you are. So you are using applied lowbar, so this is nice. This works great. So let's go to our quiz. 5% survived till now. I'm happy that you survived. So let's see. Good. And seems you are tied already. Seems yes, it's possible to reset index and data frame. From one answer, it was easy to find correct answer. So which of these methods allowed to join DataFrame by keys? Now, merge. Merge is working like databases. When you have keys and you select these keys as a key values, how your data frames will be joining. My congratulations to the winner. And we could go, I'm sorry, I want to continue because we had, I understand that you all tied. So at least this one. So I promised you to show how to import data from anywhere from the web. So generally you can do it with the method two possibilities, just like read your data. It could be CSV or any previous format of the files, and use uniform resource locator, which set where you are taking this data from. Yes. Also very two useful methods. Keys, show you the keys of the table, yes, of your spreadsheet you downloaded, and the head. So if there are big data, it show you just like first 5 rows of your data frame. But the better possibility is to use URL lib package and download and to save your file on your locally. In this case, it will work more reliable. So you first download your file to your locally, and then read it with any previous files. So this is just like more convenient, that your data will be not be lost, not because you like download it to the buffer, not save it on your disk. So better to, so this is more correct way, and it's more safety for your data to use it. You have this task in Google Classroom. You have this open source data, and here you just need to import it into data frames. You know all the methods, but there are difference that some of them are CSV, some XLS, some Excel files. So this will make you to fight a little. And data manipulation task. You should delete, clear your data. So better to do. So this is our second task. Let's do it in this way. Task 2, we manage with it, I suppose, successfully. Then I suggest you to import data. To have something to manipulate with. And then go to data manipulation. So here you already can use the data which you import from the web. So this will be your task 4. And this is task 5. Which is also deals with the final slides from the presentation. I will go through it. So the idea is that in your data frame could be losses values, and there are possibility to change it as average values, and the calculate basic statistics to any two column, and create histogram with using matplotlib, and create a linear regression for any two column. We will quickly go through this. So for those who was, you remember, so this 6th step, which information process, so the data proceed from the data into the information. Yes, so before, so you have the raw data and then you have your models. So you are doing data extraction, data preparation, data exploration, and working with predictive modeling. And what we could do, so all your data could be, all your variables could be different type. Yes, it could be continuous or quantitative, or could be discrete values, and all your values could have different scales. Yes, it could be nominal, ordinal, interval, and ratio scale. So, and with all this data, you could work with the data in data frame in your columns. Yes, so this is very easy. But it also happens that you could there would be missing values. So you decided to work with open data, and when you download it, you find that there are missing values. For these purposes, you could use functions already from Pandas, yes, or drop NA or fill NA, yes, methods, or you could use your own functions to the missing values, for those values which are null, yes, so which are empty. Also, there is possibilities in Pandas to create dummy values. So when you have some data, like in this example, yes, and you want so what is dummy value? So if this combination is exist, it is 1. Yes, so if this combination is not exist between your rows, it gives you 0 values. This is also when you need to make analysis or create for example models, finite element models. This is very comfortable table, not finite element. Okay. And also function describe, calculate for you immediately all basic statistic. Yes, we already calculated it with numpy. But there, if you remember, for percentiles, for maximum, minimum values, you need to calculate it with separate functions. Here, you use one method describe, and it gives you already descriptive statistics. And there is correlation, which can help you to calculate Pearson coefficient of correlation. I just want to remind you that this coefficient of correlation is located in the interval from -1 to 1 and show linear dependence between two variables. And the most simple, so, but correlation just like show if it exists or not. So, and oh, there are a lot of chat. Okay, it's still just like 3 slides left. And here is And here is an example, so that here we see that between income and expense, there is a value more than 0.75. This means that there is strong linear dependence between these two variables. But we want to know what is the dependence. We want to make the model. For this purpose, there is a method which is called linear regression, which helps you to find coefficients for your linear model. And here I put on the slides, as I understand that I already missed the time. So the idea that we need to find this vector of coefficients to your model and validate if your model is correct. For validation the model, there are three metrics: R squared, which show you how good your model fit to your data, mean square error, yes, which show variation, and mean absolute error. Yes, also like the other view to the variation. So the root mean square error, it's a square from the mean absolute error. Yes, which show the variation of your response. If you just want to make this graph, the easiest way is to use Seaborn package. A Seaborn package, it's visualization library based on matplotlib, and it help you to make a very nice statistical graphics. And this is a very small example which could show you, I think, so I have it here. So this is this example, I also checked it, which show you how you could easily build your regression model. So what we have DataFrame, yes, and we could construct correlation matrix from your DataFrame and plot our correlation, visualize our correlation dependencies. For this, better to install, to import stat model IP, yes, and use this correlation plot to make it more beautiful, just like for this purpose. And from Seaborn, you use just one method, regression plot, where you put your input variables, output variables, and the color of your graph. So also, like with any matplotlib, you could adjust any objects on your figure, and then you could have this data. Yes, so this is our data frame. This is our correlation matrix, which is this correlation plot. Yes, nice, from stat models AP. Here you see the scale, yes, and you see that this is the value of our correlation coefficient. And now we have, with the help of Seaborn library package, we have our model, and you can see our values, how it is located. Yes, and this is interval, confidence interval, which show us that generally the model is quite adequate. So very easy and very comfortable if you just want to visualize and don't need the correlation coefficients and all other data. If you are interested how to calculate all regression coefficients, make classification and clusterization, we will work with it next workshop. And I hope next time I will be within the time slot, not to make you wait and be late to other meetings. So you can use it under Creative Commons attribute license. So you are free to use it, moderate, and for any of your purposes. Please upload your task into Google Classroom, and I will try tomorrow. I will devote for answering your questions for the previous workshop in the Google Classroom. You should try to put, and I have the same, if you was attentive, I had also the same problem here. You need to put that it also be replaced, yes. The values should be replaced in your data frame. It depends on the interpreter you are using. So I'm switching off. Thank you for attending. I hope today's delay was not very terrible, and we could practice more next Thursday. So bye from my side. I don't know if Helen is here.
Yep, I'm here, not asleep. Thank you all very much for joining. I hope you had a good time, and see you next week. And don't forget, we are happy to answer any questions that you have. Please contact via any convenient for you means, join our Slack, and yeah, stay tuned. Thank you all. Have a nice evening or day. Bye.
So bye.